And we are live. Guys, I am so excited about this one. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Let's Talk Fishing video podcast. I'm Jay Angel. I'm going to be your podcaster for this evening. Let's Talk Fishing video podcast is brought to you by Grant Rods, the American Bass Club, Shangaloo Outdoors. And I feel like I'm forgetting one other. I'm sorry, whoever I forgot. Dang. That was a classic. But anyways, tonight, I have a very good friend of mine, a guy who's just as enthusiastic as anybody I know, Todd Tait from Bank Boys Fishing Incorporated. How are you doing tonight, Todd?
Doing good, Mr. J. How you doing this evening? Thank you for having me, brother. Blessed another day.
Yes, I couldn't agree with you more. Yes, blessed we are to be here for another day and be able to fish in this beautiful, beautiful Gulf of Mexico area. I understand that you were involved in a not for geez, I can't even not talk tonight. It was so hot outside today. You were involved in a benefit recently.
Yeah, we actually we had a person in our group on Facebook come in, and they knew of a family, a girl named Lila, and she's actually has a rare kidney disease, and they were wondering if we could help out with them, and everybody teamed up together and put together this awesome benefit. It was actually at Dead Lake Marina in Creola, Alabama. It was about a 4-hour event. We had a lot of people show up. We had a bass category. We had a brim category for kids. We also had an older brim category we called it the senior brim category.
Yeah, that's what I would be fishing. Yeah.
It was cool. So we had a lot of people come fish it. We had people coming out throughout the day, and we didn't go all day. Some things go all day. We did 7 to 12, so it was about 4.5 hours, 5 hours out there. And I just got to say this, the little bit of time we was out there and the love that we received from people. That family left that day with $7,500 that we helped them out with.
$7,500.
Yes, I know, right? I get the chills saying it, but
blessing, man! What a blessing!
Through fishing. We were fishing for Lila, so yeah, that was that benefit. And
Lila.
It was so great,
wow. So what did you have? Raffles and
we actually had a guy donate actually a kayak, and we had a donation setup going thing. And I tell you what, the donations, I think actually we counted what the kayak donations was, and it was almost 250 tickets, something like that, and it was $10 a pop. Look, that kayak helped out a bunch, and that was I call it an arc of act of random kindness. I got a group,
random kindness, yeah.
Team behind me, my Bank Boys pro staff, man, and we had a generous donation, and he gave that kayak up, and we watched it manifest, and we watched it help this family, and that's awesome, man. Praise God.
That man. So, wow, what $7,500 for a girl with a rare kidney disease. With us tonight we have Cajun Rob, Cajun Rob is from Pearl River, Louisiana.
What's going on, bud?
He said Bank Boys in the house.
Let's go.
Oh, so fishing for Lila was a smashing success.
It was a smash. Couldn't ask for nothing better. It was a blessing just to watch the people, the community come together for her and her family was a true blessing, brother.
It sure was. You also traveled up to Gunthorsville. Man, I followed that whole thing.
Oh, wow. What can I say on that? Once again, we had 3-year anniversary on Facebook. So the story behind me and my kids starting Bank Boys almost 7 years ago. So we 3 years on Facebook. So it was a 3rd-year anniversary. And what we do is we kind of go out of town once a year. Me and my we've turned into brothers. You know how it is. Fishing.
Oh, yeah.
You know what it does. So we take this trip once a year, and we went to Guntersville this year, and we did a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we left Sunday. We had us a little tournament. We fished it. We actually stood in Scottsboro and Langston over there in a corner pocket, and I'm gonna tell you what, everybody caught fish. As soon as we got there, the biggest fish that we had to beat, because we did a little tournament with a trophy, and we just did the biggest bass overall. You know what I mean? Biggest bass overall. Some 8-pounder. log it in, and we're gonna try to beat it the rest of the time. But a 5.5 is what Tony D caught, and we spent the whole rest of the trip trying to beat 5.5 pounds. And I tell you what, at the very end, I threw a buzzbait right in the middle and caught like a 5.13, brother. It was so awesome. Gunnersville,
Jeez.
but everybody caught fish. I mean, everybody was consistently catching fish. Gunnersville is awesome.
It can be.
It was for us.
A whole can of worms.
I don't know. I don't know. We get some good when we roll, man. We get blessed because we went to Eufaula the first year and tore it up. So it was a true blessing. I know it's right after spawn. It was like kind of spawn, post spawn. Finding something hard. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna show you something right quick. That's a gold color. That gold. I don't know if you can see that, but we threw about 2-3 days till we realized them fish was on a gold color pattern. And once kind of we figured that out, everybody's fish. It was on. It was on.
So who makes that wacky worm you just showed?
This is a Ned rig. This is a Bass Reaper bait right here. This is a I don't have the color. I think it's a gold. I might be a gold shiner color, but
that's Bass Reaper. That's called the blunt.
Yeah, that I don't know exactly what color that is. I don't know, kind of like some gold type of shiner type of. Forgive me if I'm not knowing the name of that one. Here's a dead shot. That one's a pretty good one.
Were you drop shotting the dead shot?
Yeah, that's more of a drop shot. I tell you what, people have been cutting this off and putting them on the back of chatterbaits too. So I'm probably doing that pretty soon. But yeah, hey, but that gold and that green, all them colors came in play. Gunnersville was awesome. Everybody had a blessed time, man. It was a great time with the fellas.
So you were drop shotting, you were wacky rigging, you were buzz baiting.
Everybody was on something. We could do. We were doing a lot of everything. I had a good frog day one day, and then it rained like 2 days in a row. So that was kind of we started there when it was hot, then it got cold, then it rained for 2 days on us. So we seen everybody was going through these different elements of weather. It was pretty cool, but it was a good time. Definitely, I suggest if you ain't nobody's ever fished Gunnersville, go to Gunny, fish it.
Man, yeah, that's definitely on my. Gosh, I hate saying that. Bucket list.
To-do list.
Old to talk about bucket list.
I just came out to-do list.
To-do list. There, I like that a lot better.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my best to do it. If God willing, I can do it.
Yeah. So what other baits do you use from?
Let's see. Right there, we got this is a Sinister Shad. That's all white. Oh man, he's coming clutch. Matter of fact, these are speckled trout candy. These are redfish. Oh yes, paddle tail at nighttime. Me and my son's been going out. We'll hit that Dog River out here. It's been about a month too, but I tell you what, they will tear these up. Really good on a spinner bait. I use them on the back of a spinner bait. I use this on a lot on trailers. I tell you what, they just sent me. I like a trick worm. Bass Reaper makes some nice trick worms. And here's the cool.
How long is that thing?
I think it's about 8 inches. Maybe it's about 7.5, 8 inches.
Yeah, because they sent me some things like that were 12 inches long, and
that's the lash worms. That's the bigger ones. The bigger ones. Yeah.
There's the bash worm too.
Yeah.
The big ass shaky head.
But
bash,
the bash. Yes, sir. The best thing about these is they float. That's the best thing about. That's the buoyancy and how you hit the water and just sit on top. I don't know with the Nico rig, but I tell you what, I've been watching them wacky rig these things, and they don't wacky rig these trick worms in the middle. They've been hitting these wacky worms right there. Yep.
But back when I first started wacky rigging in the late 90s, we had the Zoom trick worms, the original things, and that's how we would wacky rig them. Right? About this far from the very top of it, and it would just kind of. Yeah, but the big shaky head, I like to work that down points on a Carolina rig, so it's like way up. Geez, it's way up here,
Right.
And you work it down, and when something takes a 12-inch worm,
it's big.
But you reel it down, reel it down, reel it down. Come on,
All
come
right.
on, come on. Eee. You just, it's a 12-inch worm, man. Sometimes they chomp on it, and it's the little guys who engulf it. The big guys are just,
That's right. What you put a weighted Carolina rig on a
oh,
weighted on a hook?
well, Carolina rigs. When I'm using a big one, I'll usually have about a
Gotcha.
4 foot long leader. You know, weight 4 feet away from it is my hook with something that floats. When I'm using the BASH worm, it's that's a late summer thing, and I like to work it down a drop, down a long point.
Right on. I tell you what, I was watching. We thinking about hitting Toledo Bend next year for the 4th year anniversary, and that Carolina rig is actually the one of the main courses out there in that lake.
Deep
Uh,
water, man. Yeah. Well, let me know about that. I might be joining if you don't mind.
Come on with it. We'd love to have you, brother. We would love to have you, man. Like I said, our doors are open to everybody. Definitely let me know.
What do you have there?
Okay, this is a little punching setup from Bass Reaper. This is a coffin crawl, all white. I've done put some accent right there. I actually probably been throwing them today. It's probably got some grass on it, but they actually first contact. I like their weights. It's a punching weight. That's a half ounce right there. Pegged.
Titanium, yeah. No, tungsten.
Yeah, tungsten. That they make that first contact. Let me flip one around right quick.
Yep.
And I love doing this down here. This right down here in the south is a player. Getting in the grass ain't nothing like it. I love throwing this in the grass.
So you're punching that right next to the boat, huh?
Yeah,
Punching.
finding grass holes and just throwing it in and seeing what comes up. Waiting for that kick. That's it. Going down. It's a method, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't like to spend time doing it, but I'll spend some time doing it because I tell you what, when you see this line go like that and flick and you see what comes out, you'll be doing it. You'll be doing it. And there ain't nothing to it. I'm just gonna say a tip right quick. Snell nodded. Snell nodded. Snell nodded.
Still not all flipping hooks.
Snell nodded. Straight shank flipping hooks. Now some people don't. I believe in the snell knot, man. When that hook
No,
comes up highway, hooks them every time.
Vector Hooks makes the Mayhem flipping hook. It's superior. Those things, they're crazy sharp. Watch out because they end up in your pants. They end up in your shirt. They end up in your skin. They anything they get close to, they hook into, including fish. And once a fish gets pinned, it's pinned.
Done,
But
huh?
also the Mayhem flipping hook is a straight shank hook, just like you said, and it's not going to break if something nasty like down here we have alligators and turtles and all kinds of crazy things in the water.
I tell you, sometimes I'll catch a big bowfin when I fish the delta up, kind of going up over 65 when I get a live oak area. But bowfin, I mean, you feel like you got a redfish on when that bowfin hits. Oh, hold
Well,
on.
down where you're from, that's a shoe pick.
A shoe pick, yeah, I
Shoe
call
pick.
it bow. Yeah, like they have some
Where I'm
shoe
from, they're called dogfish. Yeah,
picks.
up north they're dogfish because we don't eat those things up north. No.
We eat everything down here.
Yeah, yeah, including nutrients. Eesh.
Hey, you know what I seen today? Hold on a second. I watched something where we peel a shrimp that is called Cajun spiders. I don't know if you've seen it, but you peel the shrimp and save the meat out the head and fry it. I don't know if you've seen it before.
Somebody
but
was asking me about that. If I eat the shrimp heads, I'm like, why would anybody eat shrimp heads when you got all that meat on them? You're not talking crawfish there. There's some meat on a shrimp.
Louisiana, man.
Yeah, but also we have shrimp, that
It's
are
the
6
big.
inches long, man.
I know, right? That blew me away.
And you can you can net 300 of them at a time.
Got some good shrimp. Shrimp's been plentiful over here. Shrimp's been very plentiful. I tell you what, also been gigging a lot. I've started gigging. I don't know if you did any flounder like gigging before, but that's been
Never done
awesome.
that.
Yeah.
You're just gigging right out there on the beach.
We go to Dolphin Island, Mobile Bay, and um, put the battery on the light. I guess I'm new to it because I don't know nothing about the manual. You know, a lot of people know about the manual with the little bags you light up and the old school way. But you know, nowadays there's LED lights you stick in the water, put a battery on it, and I tell you what, ain't nothing else like it. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
That does sound fun. I know they do a lot of that over in Texas.
Yeah, doormats too. What about heart beating fast? It's kind of catching a fish when you got them reeled in. When you walk up and you see them, you look down and see a big doormat, and your heart starts to be like. And then you got the little string. It's pretty cool, man. Dog, the flounder is one of the best eating fish. I come home and we'll slice it and we'll stuff it, and I'll give a few away. But man, flounder is so good to eat. I love flounder.
I mean, yeah, I lived up in Cade McEwen. Do you know Cade?
Hey, I work with Cade. Cade's my buddy. What's up, bud?
So,
He's
so
a
yeah,
gigging man.
thank you for tuning in, Cade. We do appreciate you. Yeah, I lived up in Alaska for a couple years, and I caught a lot of halibut up there, and also the starry flounder up there. I mean, a small one is 24 inches long.
How did it taste though? Did it taste like flounder? I wondered that. Does halibut just
I've never really eaten a fresh flounder because I don't like the taste of restaurant halibut because I have literally eaten halibut that was killed with a fillet knife and boiled right then.
wow?
Oh, you're talking. Also, I don't like store bought salmon because I've eaten salmon that were literally killed that were only dead for 30 minutes when we're eating them, and that's the way to eat fish.
Right. I even hate putting it in the freezer because sometimes I think when you take it out
Yeah.
the freezer, it's never the same. We freeze it, but it ain't never the same.
I live 80 miles away from the coast. I don't. If I'm camping, boy, I will stuff myself with fish, and usually I catch a few crabs to go with it.
I love crab.
They're also great bait. Well, speaking of the coast, have you been out fishing for reds or specks lately?
Let's see. Did a little fishing in Dog River, like I said. There's actually a sewage spill in there. And that's where I was going to catch all my redfish, and they had a bad sewage spill, so we was out of there for a month. But before that, like I said, nighttime, and we were catching ridiculously reds. Matter of fact, Cade McEwen, him and his buddy been fishing, and then they've been going night fishing on them at the dock lights, fishing them little green lights under the water, and
Oh, the dock lights, yeah.
yeah, fishing them at night, and redfish has been tearing up. Voodoo shrimps, the
Oh,
artificial.
I have something for you to try.
Come on,
It's called Mojo Tackle Company, mojotackle.com.
Mojo.
Mojo Tackle. It's it's kind of like the voodoo shrimp, but they last longer.
Last longer. Wow.
And also, I think they have a color called Pineapple Express. It's just Todd. I have caught 20 nice sized trout on the same one. Get the 2-inch ones, the smaller ones. Just remember that Mojo Tackle Company.
Pineapple Express.
Pineapple
Appreciate
Express.
Definitely.
Let me put that up here because it's a good friend of mine who owns that company. I've been fishing with him a bunch of times, and
They based out of Louisiana. Where they from? Are they in Florida?
he's from Metairie.
Metairie, yeah. Old Metairie.
And for those of you who don't know, Metairie is real close to New Orleans.
New Orleans.
I fish with a lot of those guys,
You been doing any fishing in Baton Rouge lately? Anything?
There is no fishing in Baton Rouge, but I go about 2 hours north to fish for in a place called Vidalia. There's a whole bunch of really good bass lakes up there. I haven't caught anything bigger than 4 pounds in them, but there it is.
Mojotackle.com.
But I go up there, and that's where I told you about the club tournaments I like to fish. They got about 6 lakes up there. It's just perfect habitat. Anything you want to do. They got deep water, they got shallow water, they have docks, they have of course, it's Louisiana, so they have, the cypress knees and cypress trees everywhere, and great place. And also about 80 miles south is the coast. And anybody who take me out in their boat, the first time I hooked into a red, that's what I tell people: do not go red fishing, because it's more addictive than fentanyl.
Yeah, fishing all together is addictive.
And every bit as destructive.
Yay, but yeah.
But it doesn't take away from your spiritual being. So
it doesn't take us off.
We have comments here. Kevin Otten,
Mr. O-Tan, Kevin Otten, my buddy. He from Louisiana, redfish smasher right there.
Hey there, Kevin. Facebook Messenger me after this. I'd like to talk to you if you're a red fisherman. And I'm serious about that. I'm serious as a heart attack, man. I cannot get enough of redfish.
That man loves redfish.
And remember that mojotackle.com, Kevin, man. Mojotackle.com. And the reason these guys don't sponsor me, but it's just I have caught so many fish. I probably fished with them 4 times, and I've caught so many fish with those. And, he was telling me, I was talking to him last night. He said his 2-inch thing, like the voodoo shrimp. He caught a 40-inch plus red last week. I said, what do you do with a 40-inch red? He said, oh, you throw it back. Jeez.
Throw it back. That's right.
Well, those are the breeders,
Oh yeah, definitely.
But a 24-incher, I'm sorry, he's going on my grill. That's redfish on the half shell.
That's right. Ain't nothing like good redfish. I like good speckled trout too, man. Speckled trout tastes good.
And how big are the speckled trout over there in Alabama?
I tell you what, I've been seeing speckled trout come off the beach right now, 4+ pounds, big over.
Is that a 20-incher? That's 4+.
30s out here.
30 inches.
30s out here, brother.
That's like Texas. That's like Texas size.
Yeah, the fish are hanging off your hands, going down. Big old fish.
They don't even look, and they don't fight like the little schoolies that we catch. 12 to 14 inches.
Yeah, they get some big ones, but they work for them. You got to wade fish. You got to know where the spots are. You'll beat yourself silly going around you'll get into schoolies like that, what you're saying, but you kind of got to know the spots, where to go stand and how to, wade fish and all that stuff. But they exist, and when you get a big one, like I said earlier, that's something I want to do this summer. So when these kids are about to be out of school next week, so it's fishing time for real every morning, and I'm gonna be aiming on some big speckled trout this summer for sure.
So how do you fish for a big speckled trout?
I tell you what, slick lures. I don't know if you heard of slick lures, but they making some good lures, some good plastics right now. That's doing work, and there's a couple other saltwater brands that I'm seeing. And to be honest with you, again, I can upsize this 2.5 sinister shad to a 3.5, almost 4. And put a little paint on the back of this, and given the right time and the moment, it'll do the same thing.
We do have a question, Todd. It's Cade. He asked, "What do you think about dog shrimp?"
Dog shrimp?
Yeah.
Well, I don't. You have to ask him to type exactly what he means is dog shrimp.
Yeah, I don't.
He might have missed a word up in there. I don't know what you got, Kato.
We'll clean my glasses and see. No, DOA. Okay. I'm sorry. It says DOA. That did not say dog. I'm like, what the heck's a dog shrimp? DOA is a lot like the voodoo shrimp or the mojos.
The DOA is the original. The DOA shrimps around before I started finding voodoos of whoever showed me the voodoo first, but yeah, or to that effect. But DOA is the OG one. Is that correct? Yeah.
And I caught fish on DOAs way back when I first started fishing down here back in 2011. But one thing I like about the mojos is they just last longer.
Hey, I'm interested. Tell you what, Voodoo makes a hard one, and if Mojo's got them, I'm definitely gonna be checking them out because I mean, geez, we catch a lot of fish in them the way they make these plastics now, if they do it the right way, it does. I mean, you catch filled with 50 fish over one bait. It's awesome.
And with how much that live shrimp cost anymore, it just makes sense to use soft plastic.
I think it's $6 a dozen down here. Maybe
Six
six.
dollars a dozen.
No, maybe somebody can quote me. Cade might know. They bought some the other night, but maybe
That's
420.
ridiculous.
But
Let me see,
yeah,
50 cents a shrimp. Yeah,
no,
yeah, that's $6 a dozen. Duh.
crazy. Crazy. I tell you, fiddler crabs though, we'll catch our own fiddler crabs down here. We'll be flipping rocks. My buddy Jason, he showed me that flipping rocks over, and a dozen of fiddler crabs like $6, and you can flip one rock over and catch 12 at a time. So I mean,
Yes,
it's really what you want to do, you
you got
know?
to be quick.
Yeah, and you got to be able to put your hands underneath the rock and just grab all the crabs and hope nothing else gets you. So yeah.
You know, I work on streams here in southern Louisiana, and they told me don't ever flip a rock over.
I
The first
know. I
time you
know.
do, there's going to be a moccasin under it, and that dang thing's going to be angry.
Right now, there's an 8 foot alligator. I think maybe a 8 foot alligator on Dolphin Island that they keep showing
I
in the
read
beach.
about that.
The
Oh,
beach
that's
every
huge. That's not huge. That's about average size.
with the baby. But there's actually a big lake on the island that's got some big bass in it called Alligator Lake.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're not allowed to fish it, but I'm pretty sure they come in and out of there. Yeah, go
I'm sure
figure.
it happens.
It does. But I heard you couldn't do nothing but one cast, so Coast Guard probably ride past and see you.
I get caught every time I ever try to do anything like that. So I'm in my 50s now. I've learned I don't even try anymore.
I have a way of thinking it. Even with my kids, if we see a sign, then we respect it. And then if we don't know about it and they tell you don't come back, then don't come back. Now, if you go back, then that's on you. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yes, it
You go
is.
back. That's right.
You're lucky if you get one warning. They're not going to give you two.
Oh, they not. They not. But yeah, man. It's been good. Fishing's been great down here. Like I said, we just got done with they postponing now. They back eating. They've been nailing spinner baits. I tell you what, Reds are eating spinner baits. My buddy throwing chatterbaits. The Reds eat tearing the chatterbaits up. You'd like a chatterbait? You like a chatterbait, Mr.
Oh, I
J?
love chatterbaits.
Chatterbait.
Put a Zaco on the end of a chatterbait. Oh man, you know what I like about those with Reds is you just burning it, just like, and it takes it so hard. And with a chatterbait, you have a much better chance of bringing the red in than you do with a crankbait. And also, if a red does smash a crankbait, good luck getting that out of its mouth.
That's right. Good luck.
Because when they don't want to open their mouth, they're not opening their mouth. But then
No.
if you do manage to pry it open, they got teeth all the way in, not just right here. They got them all the way back because those things eat crabs, and they just kick them their crabs and
Cedar Point Pier. They've been fishing a lot on Cedar Point Pier, and they've been cracking them crabs in half, and I mean catching big. The Reds, I think, are starting to come back, but drums out the yin yang out there. Blue crabs, man, they smash them.
and blue crabs. I don't know why anybody would pay for blue crabs on the Gulf Coast. They're so plentiful.
They are. All you
The
need
hotter
you
it gets, the more the crabs come in.
piece of string and a piece of chicken. That's it.
Shoot, all you need is a little net. There's one. They're nasty creatures.
And ain't that something? We eat them. Crawfish. I love crawfish. Just smash some crawfish up. I mean, they come out the mud, you eat them up. Again, people up north think we crazy. I don't know. Tastes good though.
Yeah, but people up north also eat shrimp, and what they don't know is shrimp eat dead things, and they if there's a dead person in there, shrimp are going to eat them.
That's right. That's right.
Crawfish too.
Crawfish will eat you up. Yeah.
Yep. But I'm right there with you. I don't care. I'm going to eat shrimp and crawfish,
Same way. It tastes good. It's a good stuff.
particularly shrimp, because there's just so much more meat on a shrimp than there is a crawfish.
Yeah, you need a lot of crawfish. I need like 20, 30 pounds just to get full.
20,
I need
30. Todd gets his own sack.
Yeah, I need
I love it. I love it. I usually get my own sack. Yeah, it costs $80 to feed me.
Yeah, hey, you got to get it right now. I think live. There's a place in Mississippi called Bozo's, man, and they go through a crawfish war down the street with another place, and they let them go for 99 cents a pound. Sometimes one day it'd be $1.99. It's pretty cool.
You can't go out and get your own for 99 cents a pound when you think about how much gas costs.
True, is that right?
You just can't go out. Jeez.
Hey, but I
Wow.
tell you, something, man, you don't need a boat and you don't need a kayak no more. I can tell you professionally from the banks as a bank boy that all you need is
Yeah.
your 2 feet, a rod and a reel and the right bait, and you catch you a fish.
So if somebody wanted to get involved with Bank Boys, how would they do that, Mr. Todd?
Well, if you got Facebook, just check us out on Facebook. Hashtag Bank Boys with a Z Fishing Inc. There's a page. There's also a group. Click join on that group. TikTok, Instagram, all the social medias. Check us out. Follow us. Like I said, just a group of loving people, loving the Lord, sharing fishing, and that's what it's about, man. Like I said, so, some comes along. Well, sometimes he puts somebody in front, and we give him a little help at the same time. So that's what fishing is, brother.
So that's Bank Boys. Bank Boys on Facebook, guys. Go to Bank Boys. Todd is very, very active on that. I think you post on that every single day, don't you, Todd?
Yes, sir. We stay frequently with the fishing fam, sharing pictures and sharing videos, prayer call Wednesdays, everything and anything, man. People looking for jobs, shout outs, graduations, good jobs, congratulations on the new babies. It's a big fishing fam, man. Definitely awesome people. Love y'all. Love y'all, fishing fam.
That's awesome, Todd. That is awesome. Well, it's getting to be about 30 after the hour. Would you like to do any shout outs, any thank yous to any companies, organizations, people?
Definitely. First and foremost, shout out to the Lord, man, for making this all possible. Shout out to the Lord for doing what He does in our lives and putting fish in our lives and letting us enjoy His waters like He does, man. So my love and my shout out goes out to Him first, as always. Secondly, shout out to my family for putting up with me for the fishing, and thank them for being a part of what I do. Thirdly, big shout out to the Bank Boys Fishing fam, all my pro staffs, all my bros, all my brothers, man. Everybody involved, everybody that helps out, sponsors, donates, everybody a part of the family. We got Bass Reaper, we got Bancroft, Average Joe Gulf Coast Fishing, Thomas Custom Lures, Clingy Jigs, we got Tebow Rods, we got Custom Creations Inc., we got RP Flounder Lights. Go check them out. Bunch of people, man. We got a bunch of people enjoy what we're involved in what we do. Actually, the list is too long to name, and if I forgot, y'all forgive me. Um, yeah, man. Big shout out to everybody. Thank you for having me, sir.
Oh, you know what, Todd? This is truly an honor. And like I said, we will not, my wife and I will not be going to Grand Isle anymore. The place has just gotten too unfriendly.
Okay.
So we're going to come over there, and I am looking forward to fishing with my good buddy Todd.
Hey, we're looking forward to having you, man. Bring it over to Bama. Let's catch something.
Exactly, because she likes to sit on the beach, and of course I'm going to go fishing. It's just it's a good compromise. And Orange Beach is only about 3.5 hours away from here. I live just east of Baton Rouge, so.
Pretty water too. Pretty water.
Oh yeah, we have brown water. Your water is not brown.
It used to be when I lived in the parish. My water was brown. I was in Mississippi, and then I moved over here. I'm like, what's going on? And the water's clearer.
Water is clear. It's beautiful, guys. Actually, last time I was there, we saw dolphins pushing the minnows and the small fish up to the shallow water, and they were going in and just grabbing them. It was a beautiful sight. And the stingrays were going by, and my friend said he was worried about sharks, and I showed him those stingrays. That's what you should be worried about. Sharks
Yeah, the
don't scare me. But
stingrays at night.
stingrays will still, 9 times out of 10, they're going to get out of your way.
Usually, unless you couple, but then
Well,
one of the
you scoot your feet. You don't walk in the water. You slide your feet on the sand, and that scares us. It's supposed to scare the stingrays away. As soon as I say that, of course, somebody's going to get stung. Just the way things are. Well, hey, man, with that, I'm going to end the podcast. Please stick. Wait a minute. We have one more comment I'd like to. Yeah, Kevin put a bunch of hearts. Yeah, Kevin, please message me on Facebook after the podcast. Todd, stick around after the podcast. And I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to the Let's Talk Fishing video podcast. I've been doing this since 2019. I'm blessed with this. I love doing the podcast. I love the people I meet. I love everything about it. So anyways, guys, it's Thursday night. Make your plans. Get out there, go fishing. You only get to do this once.